Good afternoon, students. In previous class, we have seen what about homolytic fission and heterolytic fission, even how electrons will be moved from one bond to another bond or one bond to atom, means electron movements. Like that, we started with organic basics in organic reaction mechanism. Okay, ma? Correctly, we completed up to homolytic cleavage and heterolytic cleavage. Now, in today's class, we will see that what about next coming concepts. Those are okay. Our next side heading is carbocation and carbanion. Our next side heading is carbocation and carbanion. Okay, ma? Let us see how we are going to define. What is meant by cation? Cation is nothing but any substance which carries positive charge. That is called cation. What is meant by anion? Any substance which carries negative charge. That is called anion. Okay. Now, what is this carbocation? If carbon carries positive charge, that is called carbocation. Carbanion. Carbon anion, commonly called carbanion. Okay, if carbon carries negative charge, that is called carbanion. Okay, so what is the importance of this carbocation and carbanion? There are four types of carbocations are there, ma. Those four, whatever those stabilities, everything we will discuss. Okay, let us see now. First, I am going to discuss with carbocation. If positive charge is present on carbon, that is called carbocation. If positive charge is present on carbon, that is called carbocation. Okay. What are the four types of carbocations? Those are tertiary, secondary, primary, and methyl. Okay, ma'am. I am going to write them. See here, all of you. Observe the four types, all of you. Carbocation. Carbon contains positive charge bonded to three carbons. This carbon is bonded to one, two, three carbons. Then it is tertiary. Already we know the carbon which is bonded to three carbons is called tertiary carbon. The carbon which is bonded to two carbons, that is called secondary carbon. The carbon which is bonded to one carbon, that is called primary. If the carbon is not bonded to any other thing, that is called, any other means any other carbon, that is called methyl. CH3. Okay, now observe here carbocation, carbon positive charge, bonded to how many carbons? 1, 2. Then this is called secondary carbocation. Okay, now this carbocation bonded to one carbon, that is called primary carbocation. Primary means 1 degree. CH3, it is not bonded to, that C plus is not bonded to any carbon. This is methyl carbocation. Methyl carbocation. In these carbocations, tertiary is more stable when compared to secondary. Secondary is more stable when compared to primary. Primary is more stable when compared to methyl carbocation. Okay, ma? This is stability order. Note down this neatly. Sir, why sir these carbocations in this way? Tertiary is greater than tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary. Secondary carbocation is more stable than primary. This one you will get clarity in inductive effect. Like that we have next coming concepts now. In those concepts, once again I will say, here we got the term cations na carbocation. That's why here itself I am telling the order first. After that reasons everything we will discuss in next coming classes. Okay. Now under the carbocation, we have written four types of carbocations, na? Tertiary, secondary, primary, and methyl carbocation. In that, which is highly stable, tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary, secondary is more stable than primary, primary is more stable than methyl carbocation. Note down this neatly. Next, we will go for carbanion. This is stability order. This is highly stable. Next to this secondary, next to this primary, least stable will be methyl carbocation. Okay. Next, carbanion. If the carbon carries negative charge, that is called carbanion. If the carbon carries negative charge, that is called carbanion. Okay, ma? Different types of carbanions I am going to write. Same like carbocations, four types. Now, CH3 minus, methyl carbanion, CH3, H, negative charge. This is primary carbanion. This is secondary carbanion. This is tertiary carbanion. So carbon should be satisfied with 4 bonds. You are writing here 3 bonds only. That fourth one only negative charge, ma. In previous condition also, fourth one is positive charge. It will be forming bond with any other negative charge substance, then fourth valence is also satisfied. Here it will form bond with any other H plus, like that, and it will be satisfied with fourth bond. While the reactions are happening, heterolytic cleavage is going to be happen. We will get this type of negative charges and positive charges. Na? After that they will be involved in bond, again they will form tetravalency. Okay, ma? But meanwhile these are formed like intermediate. At that time we have to discuss the stability of these anions and cations. That one we are going to discuss now. Okay, now methyl carbanion. Here this carbanion is bonded to one carbon, that is primary. This carbanion is bonded to two carbons, that is secondary. This carbon negative charge is bonded to three carbons, that is tertiary. Now the stability order for this one will be reversed. Methyl is greater than primary, primary is greater than secondary, secondary is greater than tertiary. Secondary is greater than tertiary. Is it okay, ma? This is about carbocation and carbanion. Finally, under this carbocation and carbanion, we have structure of carbocation. That one we will see, and we will shift to next topic. Okay, ma? Note down these orders. These are very important orders. Remember carefully, all of you. Okay, ma? Structure of carbocation. Carbocation in which carbon contains 3 bonds and positive charge. Carbon contains 3 bonds and positive charge. Okay, that means this carbocation means carbon with positive charge will be sp2 hybridization, will undergo sp2 hybridization. Carbon has one s orbital, 3 p orbitals, one s orbital, 3 p orbitals. One s orbital, two p orbitals are in one hybridization. That is called sp2 hybridization. Then one p orbital is remained as unhybridized p orbital. Correct? That unhybridized p orbital will be present above the plane and below the plane like this. This is called unhybridized p orbital. That unhybridized p orbital will be present above the plane and below the plane. Now these bonds and carbon are present in the plane. Carbon and bonds are present in the plane. Unhybridized p orbital is present above the plane and below the plane. Let us think that this is the plane. Here in the plane, carbon, 1 bond, 2, 3, all are present here only. Now unhybridized p orbital will be present like this, above the plane and below the plane. Unhybridized p orbital will be present like this. Okay, ma? Now carbon with positive charge, carbocation, will undergo which hybridization? sp2 hybridization. It contains structure planar, trigonal planar. Structure trigonal planar, hybridization sp2, and this orbital which is showing above and below the plane, which is called unhybridized p orbital. Okay, ma? This is the structure of carbocation. Next, free radical. Carbon free radical, ma? If carbon has one electron, if the carbon carries one electron, that is called carbon free radical. Now, stability order of free radical. Stability order of free radical. Same, it will follow carbocation order. Okay, ma? Tertiary greater than secondary, secondary greater than primary, primary greater than methyl free radical. Okay, ma? C free radical 1 electron bonded to 3 CH3 groups. That is called tertiary free radical. Greater than secondary free radical. Greater than this is H1, ma? Primary free radical greater than methyl carbon free radical. Free radicals will follow the order as carbocations followed the order. Same order will be followed by free radicals also. Tertiary greater than secondary, secondary greater than primary, primary greater than methyl free radical. That is stability order. This is highly stable when compared to secondary. Secondary is highly stable when compared to primary. Primary is highly stable when compared to methyl free radical. Okay, this is complete information about carbocations, anions as well as free radicals. Everything reason also you will get in next coming topics, ma. No problem at all. Okay, I hope you are clear. We will keep the next side heading electrophiles and nucleophiles. Okay, let us see that electrophiles and nucleophiles, ma. Our next heading is electrophiles and nucleophiles. Okay, first I am going to discuss electrophiles. what is meant by electrophile? By splitting the terms, it is easy for us to remember also. Let us see the terms more. Electron, philic means attraction. Electron, philic means attraction. Okay, now the substance which will attract negative charge. The substance, electron carries negative charge only, na? This is the substance. Electrophile is the substance which will attract. See, philic means attraction. Philic means attraction. Phobia, hate. Hating. Okay, man? Phobia means hate. Next you will get that term. Phobia already we know. Phobia means who are fear of those. Phobia means fear. Like that, correct or not? Like that, here in these terms are nothing but philic means attraction. Phobia means hate. Okay, ma'am. Now coming to this electrophile. Electrophile is the substance which will attract negative charge. Electrophile is the substance which will attract negative charge. Now I am going to write this definition. Electrophile is the substance which will attract negative charge. That is the definition. Simply by seeing the definition itself, by splitting the terms, easily we can remember. Electrophiles, these are the substances. They will attract negative charge. Electron, negative charge. Philic, attraction. These substances will attract negative charge. That is the meaning of electrophile. Once again, the substance, electrophile is a substance which will attract negative charge. If the substance is going to attract negative charge, okay, it should carry positive charge generally. Sometimes neutral electrophiles are also there. Those examples I will tell now. Positive electrophiles and neutral electrophiles I will say. Okay, ma'am? If you are clear about this electrophiles definition, now I will write positive electrophiles. Positive electrophiles examples: NO2 plus, Br plus, CH3 plus, etc. NO2 plus, Br plus, CH3 plus. These are all carrying positive charge. They will attract the negative charge. Okay, these are all electrophiles. Positive electrophiles. Now, neutral electrophiles. Neutral electrophiles can attract the electrons. How? Okay, they should contain empty orbitals. In coordinate covalent bond, in chemical bond we have seen one substance should contain empty orbital, another substance should contain lone pair of electrons, then this lone pair of electrons will be donated into the empty orbital. That means there that empty orbital is attracting electrons only, that is acting like electrophile also. So these neutral electrophiles, the condition is they must contain empty orbitals. Example BF3, which contains empty orbital, AlCl3, which contains empty orbital. These are all called neutral electrophiles. Okay, whether they contain positive charge or they do not contain any charge, they are attracting the negative charge. That is called electrophile. These are positive electrophiles, these are neutral electrophiles. Note down the examples also neatly, all of you. These are also every concept, whatever we are discussing now, every concept you will find useful in 12th class, definitely. Okay. Now, first, what is the definition of electrophile? Electrophile is a substance which will attract negative charge. Okay. different types of electrophiles, positive electrophiles and negative neutral electrophiles. Now, positive electrophiles NO2 plus, Br plus, CH3 plus, etc. They will attract the negative charge substances or electrons. Okay. Neutral electrophiles BF3, AlCl3, same, they will attract the electrons or negative charge substances. Okay. This is about electrophiles. Now, next we will see what about nucleophiles also. Okay. Next we will see what about the nucleophiles. Let us see side heading nucleophiles. Now, note down this all of you first. Once again, finally I am recalling this one. Electrophiles. These are the substances which will attract negative charge. These substances are going to attract negative charge. Okay. Whether these are positive charge or neutral electrophiles. When they are neutral electrophiles, definitely they should carry empty orbital. Into that empty orbital, electrons will be donated. Okay, ma'am? Now, coming to nucleophiles. Here also we can split the term into two terms and we can remember easily. Nucleus, positive charge, philic attraction. Now say the definition. Nucleophiles are the substances which will attract. Nucleophiles are the substances which will attract positive charge. Nucleophiles are the substances which will attract positive charge. Is it okay, ma'am? If they want to attract the positive charge, they should carry negative charge or even neutral nucleophiles are also there. So I am going to give examples. Okay, negative nucleophiles. Cl minus, OH minus, Br minus, CH3 minus, etc. These are all coming under negative nucleophiles. They will attract the positive charges. Okay, next, neutral nucleophiles. Neutral nucleophiles, they should contain definitely lone pair of electrons. They do not contain charge, but they should contain lone pair of electrons. Then there is a chance to attract the positive charge. So the substances which contain lone pair of electrons, they are neutral in nature. They are coming under neutral nucleophiles. Example, NH3, H2O. These are neutral in nature, but they have lone pair of electrons. Then they will donate the lone pair of electrons into empty orbitals and they will attract the positive charges. Okay, ma'am? Now, these are positive charges are at nucleus. Okay, these are examples for neutral nucleophiles. Note down. Now, what is meant by nucleophile? Nucleophiles are the substances which will attract positive charge. Nucleophiles are the substances which will attract positive charge. Okay, then these substances which attracts the positive charge are nucleus. Those are Cl minus, OH minus, Br minus, CH3 minus, etc. Neutral nucleophiles NH3, H2O. Okay, ma'am? Like this, substances are divided into two types, electrophiles and nucleophiles. The substances which will attract the negative charge, those are called electrophiles. The substances which will attract the positive charge are nucleus, those are called nucleus carries positive charge only, or positive charge. Okay, exclusively positive charge nucleus we cannot tell. Na plus. Na plus contains positive charge. It contains nucleus as well as electrons now. But one proton is excess now, so the substance is going to be attracted by nucleophile. Okay, that is for remembering purpose, nucleus positive charge like that we wrote. Actually, entire nucleus will not be attracted. It contains positive charge. Okay, then these substances will attract the positive charged substances. Those are called nucleophiles. Negative nucleophiles Cl minus, OH minus, Br minus. Neutral nucleophiles NH3, H2O. Okay, ma? This is about electrophiles and nucleophiles. We completed carbocations, carbanions, carbon free radicals also. After that, we have seen electrophiles and nucleophiles. Now we are stepping into final part of this chapter, basic concepts of organic chemistry. Those are electronic displacement movements in covalent bonds. Okay, now next slide ready. Let us see that one. Our final slide heading in this basic concepts of organic chemistry, that is electronic displacement movements in covalent bonds. Okay, under this we have four types effects. Sorry, electronic displacement effects, not movements. Electronic displacement effects in covalent bonds. We are going to see these are four types. Inductive effect, second one resonance effect or mesomeric effect, third one electromeric effect, and fourth one, final one, that is hyperconjugation. Okay, these are all effects which we have to learn and which we have to study to understand the organic reactions easily in next coming 12th classes. Okay, all are important. In that, first one is inductive effect. Inductive effect. Inductive effect is represented by capital I. Okay, let us consider one example. We have CH3, CH2, Cl. CH3, CH2, Cl. Okay, ma? Chlorine is bonded to carbon. This carbon is bonded to this carbon. Okay, like this we have seen. Now, the problem here is between carbon and chlorine, electronegative difference is there. Between carbon and chlorine, electronegative difference is there. Electronegative difference means chlorine can pull the electrons towards itself highly when compared to carbon. This one we have seen in chemical bond also. Okay, in polar covalent bond, sorry, two types of covalent bonds we have: polar covalent bond and non-polar covalent bond. Okay, in polar covalent bond, the atom which is high electronegative, it will attract the electrons or pull the electrons towards itself. Then what is going to be happen? When these electrons are shifted towards chlorine side, chlorine will get partial negative charge and carbon will get partial positive charge. Chlorine will get partial negative charge and carbon will get partial positive charge. What is meant by positive charge on carbon? Less electrons density. Okay, one thing. The bond present between carbon and chlorine is shifted towards one side, towards chlorine, because chlorine is higher strength than carbon. Then electrons are shifted towards chlorine. Then chlorine is high electron density region. That means electron density. More electrons are present around chlorine. More electrons are present around chlorine. Then carbon is getting less electron density. That's why it is getting positive charge. When this carbon has less electron density, what it will do? It will pull electrons, but carbon cannot pull electrons from chlorine. Is it correct or not? Carbon cannot pull electrons from chlorine. Suppose one thing is there. In one row, 3 students are sitting. Okay. In the 3 students, myself, I am stronger than second student. Second student, he is a little bit stronger than third student. Or almost, both are same only. Definitely. Okay. While the lunch period is going on, okay, because of my strength, okay, I took the lunch box from second boy. I am like chlorine. Okay. I took the lunch box from second boy because of high strength to me. He cannot do anything. That's why I have more strength. Na? So I pulled lunch box from him. Immediately, what he wants to do? He is hungry. He is first hungry, ma. Okay. He wants to fulfill his lunch first. After that, only anything. Angry, everything, whatever it is. Okay. But he cannot pull lunch box again from me because I am more strengther than him. He knows. Then what he will do? He will try to pull next boy's lunch box. Correct or not? He will try to pull next boy's lunch box. But how much strength I have shown to pull the second boy's lunch box, that much strength he cannot show because already he has less strength. Correct or not? So little bit effect is reduced. Correct or not? Then what will be happen? This carbon is there na, which got positive charge. This is chlorine. Like me, I pulled from second boy. Then this carbon is electron deficient. This carbon wants to pull electrons from next carbon. This carbon wants to pull electrons from next carbon to fulfill its charge. But this carbon is developed by less positive charge when compared to this carbon. Because that effect is reduced, na? Is it correct, ma? This effect, with how much strength chlorine will pull the electrons, with same strength this carbon cannot pull electrons from carbon because it has less strength. But it wants to pull that one. So finally, it pulled that electrons from next carbon. Then that carbon has furthermore less positive charge when compared to this carbon. Okay. Now, if we have one more carbon, then this second carbon will pull electrons from that carbon, in which that effect furthermore reduced. This type of effect is shown up to third carbon atom. So if you have fourth carbon, no effect will be shown. So slowly between chlorine and carbon, suppose one chain we are going to pull that one. Okay, while we are pulling the chain which is nearer to our hand, it will be pulled highly. Next chain, that pulling effect is reduced. Next chain, that pulling effect is reduced. Like that, if you want to create waves with chain, that waves will be created up to some extent. After that, waves will be nullified. That waves also, initial wave has high tendency, second wave little bit less, third wave little bit less. Like that, finally, after fourth or fifth wave, that waves also will not be visible. Is it correct or not? Throw one stone into water. Okay, nearby that stone, water will create high wave. Next low. Next furthermore less. Like that, after some extent, that waves are not visible. Depending on the extent that waves are created. Like that here also. Okay, that chlorine which will pull the carbon bond, that carbon has delta positive charge. Okay, high positive charge when compared to next carbon. But this carbon will pull electrons from next carbon, with which its positive charge is less. This carbon will pull electrons from next carbon, with which this carbon has furthermore less positive charge. After 3 carbons, this effect is not shown. Slowly it is decreased. After third carbon, it is not seen also. It is not visible also. It is vanished. Okay. The effect shown by this chlorine is called inductive effect. The effect shown by this chlorine is called inductive effect. Are you understanding, ma? The effect shown by this chlorine in carbon. Okay, this carbon will show in next carbon. This carbon will show in next carbon. But after 3 carbons, the effect will not be there. Okay, that effect is called inductive effect. Okay, this inductive effect is because of electron withdrawing effect. Chlorine is electron withdrawing only. Chlorine is electron withdrawing only. So the inductive effect because of electron withdrawing group is represented by minus I effect. Okay, the inductive effect because of electron pushing or electron donating nature is called plus I effect. Now I will write definitions of minus I effect and plus I effect separately. Now this chlorine will show electron withdrawing nature. Withdrawing means it will attract electrons towards itself. Some characters are there, they will push the electrons into the carbon. That is called plus I effect. This is called minus I effect. Okay. Now I am going to write the definition. Before that, once again, what is that inductive effect? Are you clear, ma? Because of this chlorine, partial positive charge is developed on this carbon. Because of this carbon, furthermore less positive charge is developed on this carbon. It is like a chain effect. Up to some extent, this effect will be shown. After 3 carbons, this effect will be vanished. The effect shown by this chlorine in the carbon chain because of partial pulling of the electrons, this is like polar covalent bond only, is called inductive effect. That is also particularly minus I inductive effect. Okay, ma'am? Now let us see what are the definitions of minus I effect and plus I effect. Inductive effect due to electron withdrawing group is called minus I effect. Inductive effect due to electron withdrawing group is called minus I effect. Inductive effect due to electron releasing group is called plus I effect. Once read this one, minus I effect. Inductive effect due to electron withdrawing group is called minus I effect. Minus I effect is shown by minus I groups. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. High alternative atoms all are showing minus I effect. So those are called minus I groups. Okay, plus I groups. Plus I group CH3, CH3, CH2, etc. These are all plus I groups, electron donating groups or electron releasing groups. These are electron withdrawing groups. Okay, now once again read this one. Minus I effect. Inductive effect due to electron withdrawing group is called minus I effect. Plus I effect. Inductive effect due to electron releasing group is called plus I effect. Examples for minus I groups: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. All high alternative atoms are responsible for minus I groups, minus I effect, and those groups are called minus I groups. Plus I groups: CH3, CH2. All alkyl groups are All alkyl groups are plus I groups. Okay, ma? This is about first effect, electronic displacement effect in covalent bonds. Like that, we have to discuss three more. We will complete those three in next class and we will complete this chapter. Okay, this is about today's class. Okay, ma? I hope you understood this inductive effect also. As chlorine is present in the carbon chain, that chlorine is going to pull the electrons from carbon. Because of that electron pulling nature, carbon is developed by partial positive. That partial positive nature is up to some carbons. After that, it is getting vanished. The type of effect shown by that chlorine is called inductive effect, in which particularly it is called minus I inductive effect. Okay, minus I effect. Inductive effect, because it is getting electron withdrawing group, it will get electrons. Okay, ma? Inductive effect due to electron withdrawing group is called minus I effect. Inductive effect due to electron releasing group is called plus I effect. These definitions are very important. Note down them neatly. Okay, ma? This is about today's class. In today's class, we have seen what are the concepts. Okay, this electronic displacement effects in covalent bonds we have seen. Started with first one, inductive effect. In previous one, carbanion, carbocation. Okay, electrophiles, nucleophiles, carbocation stability, tertiary, secondary, primary, carbanion stability, carbon free radicals. All these things we have seen in today's class. I hope you are clear about class, ma? Okay, if you have any doubts anytime, you can contact me, no problem. Okay, thank you all. Have a nice day.